Who you yelling at?
Like you and Malone, this is a 30-year argument.
Talk about your defense tonight. You guys forced 19 turnovers, 12 steals. What worked so well for you tonight?
I just think overall, defensive activity, and so our starters got off to a good start, and then I thought our bench was huge. I thought when Deuce went in, and Quentin, Josh, they kept the intensity and the pace of the game going, and then we built on that. And then, our starters, I thought were terrific. I thought, you can't say enough about, what OG brings. Jalen and Julius are going to be, to me, they're two all-stars. They're both terrific. They're unselfish. And then we got really good center play out of Jericho and Precious, which I think was huge for us. So, Dante gave us hustle and, the three-point shooting. So, I think it was a good all-around win. We were high assists, low turnover, good rebounding, created, good shots for each other. And they're, you think every shot's going in with them. They take good shots, and, they've been on the road for a while. So, but they're talented, and they keep playing. They don't change style of play. They just keep going. Yeah, and I think you guys can see it. Like each game, a little more comfortable, and he's finding a good rhythm, and I think he's making really good decisions as to when to shoot and when to pass. But he's getting downhill and making a lot of good plays for us. He's very aggressive, which I like, but he's not forcing it either. And then the defense and the hustle, it's terrific. So we're getting good solid play there. And Jericho and Precious, just to step in and do what they're doing says a lot about them.
The impact numbers on OG have been ridiculous
Mm-hmm.
the entire time he's been here, and you just kind of keep waiting for them to go down because you assume they're not going to stay
Mm-hmm.
as long as they are, and they're getting higher. How? I mean, obviously, he's not. You're not going to be plus 40 or 100 when he's on the court, but how much of that do you really think is because of his impact?
Well, I think it's twofold. I think, it's what he brings to the team, but it's also what the guys here are bringing to him. So it's when you get everyone invested in each other, good things come from that. And so I don't think it's any one guy doing something, that carries everyone else. It's everyone, playing to their strengths, covering up their weaknesses. How do they complement each other? How do you play smart, off of each other? How do you create advantages? And then the game tells you what to do. So if Jalen's being double teamed, just trust the pass and then get to the right spots. Same thing with Julius. And then with OG, it's his running the floor. It's dribble handoffs. It's moving to space. He made plays off the dribble, pick and roll, off flares, different things. He's moving around, moving without the ball great. And I think I thought Quentin really got a good rhythm going as well. And I thought Deuce got into a good rhythm. I think that's important.
With the schedule the way it is, you don't have a ton of practices. OG and Precious were talking the other day about early work, before practice, getting something in. Are they, when you're seeing this 11-2 and the way they're performing now, do you see other...
Yeah, well, the thing is, the challenge that everyone has is and I said this earlier, context is important. You look at your schedule, you go game by game, but you also look at, okay, what does the month look like in terms of practice opportunities? And then you got to maximize your time, whether it's, early group or it's, in a ballroom or it's a film session in a coach's office, a film session in my office. It's coming back at night. It's, even if we have an off day, we still expect you to get into the gym, combining recovery, treatment, and staying sharp is, that's what you have to do. You have to build throughout the course of the season. And so we got to continue to build habits, and then whatever our circumstances are, make the most of them, because you're always going to be challenged. The starters, we're still, when you look at our home road schedule so far, we're still, you know, I think we're +5 to the road, you know, and I don't know, I think it's 10 back-to-backs. And that's a lot in a short amount of time.
Jericho and Precious, they're 24, 25 years old, but had a big task tonight, you know, literally in the form of Nikola Jokic. They seem so well prepared, like even proprioception-wise for his minuscule movements. What goes into like the advanced scouting and the pregame prep?
We have great advanced scouts, and so I think you build that habit over the course of the season. How you prepare for it. I always talk about preparation for each game, and you have to have routines, and you don't veer from that. You don't get distracted, and then every night you're going to be challenged in a different way. So, you know, they're a well-rounded team. They're like, and it's obvious, like Jokic's greatness, but Murray's a great player as well, and Gordon's great at what he does, and then Pope fits them perfectly, and he's a terrific player. And then when you add in Porter shooting, that team is very well built, and they play so. And I think understanding what the strengths and weaknesses of your opponent are is a big part of winning. And so, and then everyone has to be tied together, and they're good on both sides of the ball. They're good defensively, they're great offensively. Jokic, he's seen every type of defense you could possibly play. He doesn't force things. He reads the game as well as anybody. He's got a point guard's mind, and he can shoot the three. He no-look passes. He knows where everyone on the floor is. That's a lot. And the reason why they are who they are. So, in the challenge for the young guy, I always say that I think I was confident. Obviously, I don't want to see any of our guys get injured. But I see the way these guys work, and I know when the opportunity comes, I always say we have more than enough. If you're here, you're a great player. So get in there and get the job done. And 1 through 15, I'm very confident in all of them.
Coach, does beating the reigning champs mean anything to you? I mean, is the team that just...
No, I know, for you guys, it's like that's something. It's like we respect them because of what they have achieved. But I think in this league, you have to respect everybody. If you don't respect people, you're going to get beat. And you let up just a little bit. And, sometimes, everyone tends to look at a schedule, oh, you should win this game. No, there's no you should win. You have to earn your wins, so you can't overlook anybody. And, the challenge is to continue to build and not feel good about yourself, to concentrate on improvement so you're playing your best at the end. Whatever it is that we could be, that's where we want to be at the end.
You ever recall,
Last one, guys.
You ever recall having the coaches challenge that early in the game?
Yeah, there's a whole, what you do is, we put a lot of time into, it was one of our summer projects. Like, when do you challenge? What are the exceptions to challenge? That sort of thing. What's the likelihood of something being overturned? And then we communicate with the league. So we have a pretty good feel for it. We don't get them all right. And what are the ones that, are hard to get overturned? And you always want to try to keep one in your back pocket for the end of the game. So that's the way we make those decisions.
He made his second foul to the fourth quarter.
Yeah, well, that's why, oftentimes, you usually, you wait, but, if you feel like it's 100%, sometimes you roll the dice. Yep.